Thank you to every single Patreon who helped support the channel, as well as the YouTube members. I can't do it without you guys. Hit the like button and let's get into this. We're going to start off with a game that I do not recommend any of you get graded, especially not in this kind of condition. Mario Party 10 red case reprint here for the Nintendo Wii U. By all accounts, a pretty worthless game. And this is a game that I did assess earlier in a video. I had some comments in my other videos saying the unboxings aren't good because I'm not explaining why it got the grade that it got. So here, watch this first and then I'll show you the grade. On the front of the game here, there is a small divot there. It is not enough to actually break the cover art, but it is noticeable. On the back of the game here, you can see right here, there's another pretty decent divot. Again, it does not break the cover art or anything, but it is indenting the game, as well as little various marks like right here you can see, and again, a little bit over here as well. There's also a bit of indenting from the actual wheel of the disc here where it sits, and you can see there's some pretty bad scratching right here. Overall, my estimate for this game is a 9.0 A. And the actual grade on Mario Party 10 is 8.5A. So look at that, hey? I was actually too kind on this one, which is not the usual. We start off with one wrong on the box, one right on the seal grade. That's how that works if you haven't seen the other unboxings. And like I said, you really should not submit a game that looks like this. The only reason I did was so I could learn this myself and show it to you guys. This game will be going to CGC as well, so we can see how they treat this kind of wear. Subscribe if you want to see that in the future. Next up is a game that I actually really do like, and I still do need to get a high grade copy of this for my personal collection. This copy is not it. Another one that I did record earlier in detail, so if you want to check out all the examples I gave, just watch this video right here after you're done watching this one. But this Resident Evil 5 is going to be the example of a 9.2 or a 9.4 with an A seal rating. Actual guess is 9.2A. The actual grade on Resident Evil is... oh, 9.0A. Dang. Look at this. Crack in the case at the bottom. I missed a crack on the game. And it still got a 9, even with a crack. So there's what I can make out for the crack on the case. Just a super small hairline crack, which is why it didn't affect the grade that much. And that's also why I missed it on my evaluation. Kudos to WATA on catching that, as unfortunate as it is. Next up is another really cool one that I would like to get a high grade condition copy of at some point. Dragon Age 2 BioWare Signature Edition, looking for 9.2A plus on this one. Actual grade is 9.4. Oh my god. I am off to an awful start here. So the box is better than I thought and the seal is worse than I thought. And as you guys know, there's nothing I hate more than seeing an A seal rating. We debate that a lot here on the channel. I would much rather have 9.2A plus than 9.4A if we're talking about an Xbox 360 game. All right, we're gonna go back to back with 2 copies of Dark Souls here on Xbox 360. I love the game. I want a high grade copy, and when I want a high grade copy, I send in multiple that I think have a chance of doing it. I projected both copies of Dark Souls to be 9.4A plus. The actual grade on the first copy of Dark Souls is... oh, yes, there we go. That's nice. Let's go, Dark Souls. So it does suck being wrong, but I will gladly take a 9.6 if I'm projecting a 9.4. Let's not get crazy here. My ego appreciates being right, but I'm still looking for the highest grades possible. So that's the first copy of Dark Souls. And the second copy of Dark Souls, again, looking for 9.4A plus. Actual grade on this one is... oh my gosh. Wow, 9.6A plus on both of them. 9.6A plus is like that point where it gets difficult to get any better. So it's pretty likely this will remain the highest copy of Dark Souls I get for my personal collection. Whoa, come back for a second. I was putting this Dark Souls away, the second 9.6A plus we looked at. And look at this on the back of the case. They put a note that says Deep Case Imp front, which I assume means deep case impression on the front. Now, I have been examining this thing for 2 minutes straight in the light, and I just do not know what they are dinging me for. Because remember, it's a 9.6A plus. It just seems really odd to me that you can have a 9.6A plus, almost the highest grade, and something so wrong with it that they decide to put it on the back of the case. If you guys don't know, usually if you get any kind of qualifier like this on the back of the game, it is less desirable. Really weird to see. I had to share that with you guys. Next up is a game that you guys might remember from months ago on this channel. I sent this off to VGA in 2021, expecting a VGA 90 on it. Early 22, I got the game back and it was a VGA 80 85. So I did what any reasonable collector would do and smashed it open. Upon doing so, there was a little bit of stuff on it that I cleaned off. It looked like it had more scuffs and scratches than when I sent it. So after cleaning it up again, I thought, well, why should I bother sending it to VGA again if I know it's just going to be somewhere in the 85 range? So I sent it to WATA instead to see what they thought of it. Now my guess on it is a 9.4A+. Anything better would be great, anything less and I'd be kind of disappointed. The actual grade on Metroid Prime is... yes! Ah, yes! That is so nice to see, and after the entire saga that this game has went through, I'm glad the condition was still nice enough for WATA to consider it a 9.6A+. Hopefully that also adds a bit more validity to why I thought this had a shot at 90 before whatever happened to it. And of course, this is only one example, but this is a VGA 85 crossing over to a 9.6A+. The gap in actual condition might not be as wide as you're thinking. What's this? Otogi 2 graded by WATA? Sticking with the theme of my VGA history, you guys probably remember when VGA rejected 2 copies of Otogi 2 that I considered case-fresh sealed copies of the game. VGA rejected them, said they can't verify authenticity, whatever. After speaking with a few other dedicated sealed collectors about these games, they also felt very confident that they are likely real and that I should resubmit with WATA. So that's what I did. And like I said, both of these games were also case fresh, so I'm expecting 9.6A+ on both copies of the game. First copy of Otogi 2, the actual grade is 9.6A+. There we go. Is this my first all correct grade, box and seal grade? I feel like I've not been doing too good today, especially with the box grades. And of course, here's the other copy. These both came from Deal Tavern on eBay, if you're familiar. It just feels nice to finally have these graded and inside a case. Again, looking for 9.6A+ on it. The actual grade on this copy is... yes! Yes, 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 yes. If I'm saying something was or is case fresh, I genuinely mean it. 9.8A+ on this one. This is going to slot right into the personal collection. It's from Software. I grew up playing it. It really doesn't get any better than this. And if you want to see the VGA rejection video I did, I'll link it in the comments of this video. Up next is another childhood favorite game of mine, Burnout Revenge, Xbox 360. Not the rarest or most expensive game, but you've probably clued in by now that I'm not just sending off stuff that I think is super valuable. I'm just having fun with it. On to Burnout Revenge, I actually wrote down 9.6A on this one. Really nice box with a pretty bad seal. The actual grade on Burnout Revenge is... oh, there we go. Perfect guess, perfect rating. 9.6A on the Burnout Revenge. Again, this one is just going straight into the personal collection. Next up, we have more From Software goodness. And I really should have done this one when I did the Dark Souls, but hey, what can you do? Demon Souls, the Japanese version of the game, which apparently the Japanese version sold like crap and the game was almost canceled before it ever even made it to North America. If you're interested in the Souls series and you don't know the history, there's a Matt McMuscle's YouTube video about it. Demon Souls, what happened? Highly recommend checking the video out if you're into that kind of thing. So on the Demon Souls, I'm looking for 9.4A+. Pretty nice copy of the game overall, and I'm sure you guys know by now, this is going into the personal collection. The actual grade on Japanese Demon Souls is... yes! Yes! 9.6A+. Yes! That is honestly so cool. As you can tell, I'm building up a collection of the Souls games, trying to get the highest grades I possibly can. 9.6A+, that is just so awesome. This is as nice as I need for my personal collection. Which brings us to the last 2 games of the day, which are both copies of Saw on PS3. These also both came from Deal Tavern, and as far as I could tell, they were both case-fresh copies of the game. One of them was nicer than the other though, so I'm thinking 9.6A+ and 9.8A+. So the first copy of Saw is 9.6A+. There we go. So now we just have to hope that this is the worst condition copy and that the next one is a 9.8. And it does seem like there's a lot of copies of Saw available. At least Deal Tavern on eBay seems like he has a lot available, so it's not exactly a rare game or anything, but I like collecting horror games and I think the Saw franchise is really freaking cool. Let's end things off with a 9.8A+, how about? The actual grade on Saw is... there's the A+. Yes! Woo! Oh, we did it, everybody. We did it. A round of applause for everyone who came out for the unboxing today. What a showing. What a showing. 9.88 plus saw PS3. Let's put the tallied numbers from today's video on the screen here. These are what the stats look like. I don't know them yet. I won't know them until I edit, but as far as I was trying to keep track in my head, it felt like today's guesses weren't as strong as some of the other days. And now, putting all of the numbers together, this is what my actual guess distribution looks like. How often do I get the box right? How often do I get the seal right? 1 box grade off, 2 box grades off. And like I explained, as long as I am only off by a single box grade, I don't really care. Natural variance, subjectivity, fringe examples, all of that is going to exist. It's every time that I'm off by 2 or more that I really want to look and evaluate why the hell was I so wrong. The next unboxings are going to be CGC stuff, and there's going to be a full recap video on my thoughts on WATA modern grading. Subscribe if you want to see that, hit the like button before you go, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.